Hey, good morning.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. I was telling everybody we usually don't do morning sit downs, but this is dope though. You can join us this morning. So
No
you
problem.
you're
No
you're a
problem at all.
first on that one.
Hey.
So let's what usually tell whenever we do our interviews, I tell everybody all the time it's not an interview. I just want to have a general conversation with you. It's just a conversation between two people. I want it to be as genuine. Don't even worry about nobody else in this conversation. All right.
Okay. I agree.
Um, so I usually introduce the artist, but I sometimes too have the artist introduce themselves on how they want to be introduced. So why don't you tell the people who you are who are joining us today?
My name is Eli Anderson. I am from Maryland. I was born and raised in Maryland, born in Washington, D.C. Um, Currently a
Okay.
pop artist at the moment. Actually, I don't like to classify myself with a genre, but I'm just an artist, to be honest with you. And that's it.
Definitely. Definitely. Well, I've been hearing some of your work and everything, and it's super dope. All the videos are dope. Number one,
Thank you,
they're
sir. Thank you.
very dope. But let's start off with like what made you jump into the music world. What was your
Um,
passion? Like, how did it all start for you?
I've been singing since I was little. Honestly. But I was one of those kids that ran around in the house that would sing a lot, and then your parents would be like,
Right.
"Shut up, shut up, shut up."
Right.
That was my mother. Until one day, I believe I was like 9 or 10. One day,
Okay.
I was bold enough to call my mother's voicemail at work and sing on her voicemail. And I'm a PK, so I grew up in church. My
Me
mother's
too. I
evangelist,
understand.
my father's a pastor, my father's my the whole night, deacon, all that, you know.
I got you.
Um, so I chose to sing "Amazing Grace" on her voicemail.
Okay.
Yeah, and 2 weeks go past. She never said anything about it. Like she never said anything about it. 2 weeks go past, and 2 weeks she tells me sometimes when she's feeling down at work, she would listen to that voicemail. I was
Oh
like,
wow.
oh, me, the person you told shut up. I was like, oh,
Right.
I was like, oh, maybe I can do this. I
Right.
was like, and at that moment, something just started to grow inside of me, and here we are.
Definitely. And when was the moment that you were like, you know what, you want to step into the industry? Because sometimes being PK's kids, being ministers' kids,
Yeah,
we have that pressure of everybody's watching us on whatever we decide to do.
yeah,
If it's not by the book, you're not
exactly.
going to do it. But what made you step out of it and just be like, you know what, this is my passion?
Yeah.
And what was the understanding that you guys had at the end of it?
At the end of the day, my mother, don't get me wrong, my mother, she was evangelist, deacon, and everything like that, but she wouldn't force you to do anything that you wouldn't want to do. My
Gotcha.
mother's that type of big person. She believed in um you doing what you want to do, but there was you still had to go to college, you still had to do this and everything. But me, I was her child. My mother, I'm just stubborn as my mother. So
Right.
um, even though she wanted me to do all these things, my mind was focused on one thing. And
Hmm.
I felt like this is what I was born to do. So, and she couldn't tell me any otherwise. We would have conflict, we would argue about it, but at the end of the day, I know she's not here to this day, but she passed in 2018. But um, I know she's proud of me. I know she's
Definitely.
I know she's proud of me, and I know she is looking down, watching over me. And to this day, I know she was like, "You did
Definitely.
it."
Definitely. So let's talk about you just released a single
Yes,
and the music video on June the 7th. So let's talk about It Must Be a Dream. We were listening to it while you were getting ready to come on. So
yes.
talk about it. Tell us what was behind it and then go into talking about the video.
All right, so the song came about. It was me and my friends. One is Heartstop Lucas. One is I Am Dices. Me and Heartstop Lucas has worked in the past before. Numerous times we worked on a song called Blessings. And then my best friend, which is actually my manager, Brandon, he had this record that because he also works with Netflix, and he was like, "Why don't you hop on this record?" And we get Heartstop to work on this record, and we get one of my friends named I Am Dices. I've been wanting to work with him for a while, and this is the perfect opportunity. And we went into the studio, and this record came about. And then the video is actually a stem from the Army of the Dead,
Hmm.
the Netflix series that my best friend has, Brandon, on Netflix YouTube series. It's called Army of the Dead, and it's a parody of the Netflix Army of the Dead. And so we had the chance to actually use the record for that video, and this how I came about. And the video is actually it's the same zombies and the whole
Right.
nine god, and
And what was your mindset on shoot on your videos? Like, what's your how are you in the creative process on shooting your videos? Because I watched different videos. We saw different things happen in certain videos that people are like, wait a minute, what's going on?
I
So
um
what's the creative thought that you have in your mind, you know, that you go about when you do your videos?
truth be told, um I just like being an artist, and my best friend actually comes up with all the creative visuals. He sits me down, and I give an input on it. Other than
Right,
that, I feel like I'm with whatever you with. Let's go. You know what I mean?
right.
Comes up with the visuals, and once he gives me the visuals, I start to get into the character. Usually like maybe like an hour before I go to a video shoot, I like to meditate,
Hmm.
so I can get in that space
Right.
of being that character, and that's about it. Other than that, he creates the visuals, and I'm just with it. Like I'm with it. I'm with whatever. You know what I mean? Just as long as it
Definitely.
stands out, it's against the grain. It's not like someone else's video. I'm trying to be that person that stands out and doesn't look like everybody. You can't compare me to anybody else. That's my most important thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Always be genuine and just make it all happen. That's what it's all about. Um, as far as you talked about your upbringing and you talked about like your music and everything like that. Is there ever a space that you want to, because you said you mentioned something before, you said you don't like to put yourself in any genre,
Yes.
but is there a space, a genre that you haven't stepped into possibly that you're like, you know what, I'm going to try it one day and see what happens? And is there like a thought of like, you know what, I'm going to do that? Because you seem like after
Uh,
listening to your music and stuff and
yeah.
seeing different things, it seems like you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
maneuver in different spaces.
Yeah. Uh, yes. I mean, there's all right. So I'm working on an album right now, and there's
Mm.
a sort of Afro beats type song.
Okay.
Still working. I think I'm gonna add some more to it. But other than that, at this moment, no. Like I said, as the record comes, and if I know I can do it, I don't care about what the genre is.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the way I am. That's why I said I don't like to really put myself. I guess you call me a genre bender, if that's what you want to call
Right.
it. But other than that,
You gotta brand that. You gotta brand that now.
that's
Definitely.
basically about me.
Definitely. So as we had a crazy in entertainment, we had a crazy year last year. As
Yeah,
far as when COVID hit, a lot of us we hit a pivotal moment. A
mm-hmm.
lot of us had stopped. Not some of us didn't stop working. Some of us were still working. We had to just maneuver in a different direction on how we do
Yeah,
our work. Or some
yeah,
of us took the time just to really, you know, get ourselves together. What
yeah.
was it like for you as far as an artist? What steps did you take, and how did you keep your sanity going through those times like that?
So that all right. So when COVID hit, it was kind of like what is going
Right.
on? But I'm grateful for it only because I took that time to actually practice my craft. I took some time to actually meditate. I took time to read my Bible, get closer to God, and during those times, it was like a shaping and molding for me, if that makes sense. And
Right. Yeah.
and and during that time, like I said, shaping and molding, and it crafted me into who I am right now. So I'm grateful for that time. Even though some people may look at the time like it's the worst and everything like that, I
Right.
I, I made the best of that time. That was like a good time for me to do what I had to do in order to perfect my craft and study who I need to be, get in God's word and meditate. Everything that I needed to do, I did in that time, and I still do to this day. So I'm grateful for that
Yeah.
time.
What do you say to those individuals? Because by being in the entertainment industry, we know that and music world, most of the when we're in the public eye, um, what is something you could tell someone that is possibly looking up to you? That is like, you know what, I want to get to that level. What's some words you can tell them they may be watching right now? Yeah, some
Um,
feedback from to them.
the words I would probably tell them the best thing to do is stay consistent.
Mm,
Um, because consistency is the key. Even though you may not be getting the results that you want, but as long as you stay consistent, the universe will like it's gonna come to you. I look at it like because in this time, like I started, my first single was in 2016, but I had other music before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably say I've been consistent to probably like 2013 maybe, and so it's been about I guess 8 years maybe. But I look at it like as long as consistency is key in hard work. That's how I look at it. And one of my most important things as an artist is to always perfect your craft. That
Right.
I'm always a student. I'm always learning new things. I don't know everything, and that's one of
Right.
my most important things. I need to constantly keep learning everything. I need to learn to write better songs. I need to learn to sing better. I need to learn better music. You can never know too much. I feel like there's
Right.
always something you can know, and that's the most important thing when it comes to being an artist. Well, being anything, honestly, any dream that you're chasing. I think consistency, always perfect your craft. That's the main two things for me.
Yeah, I think that's a major factor because some people are quick to as soon as it gets tough in this industry, they're quick to give up.
Yeah,
If they don't
yeah,
if their single don't hit number one, if
exactly,
this picture don't hit number one, oh, it's not for me. Or someone will come in and get in their mind, and it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna let it go, and then their dreams go out the way. They don't understand like the sleepless nights some of us have working
yes,
in this industry.
exactly,
They don't
and up
understand
all
like you get a
night.
phone call in the
Yeah,
middle of the night, hey, you got to do this, this, this. Even when you don't want to, you gotta, you
exactly.
know what your
I have
passion.
a lot of those. I have a lot of those. I don't want to do it, but I may have
Yeah,
an attitude, but
right,
I'm gonna do it.
right. It's your passion though. When you're passionate
Exactly.
about something, you're
Yeah,
chasing after it. So you just
yeah,
keep on
exactly. I
going.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Um. So the album, when is it going to be expected? Do you have like a set time you're looking at possibly, or
Um, no, I actually don't have a set time. Because so at the moment it's going to be 12 songs. I have 9 songs done so far.
got you?
Um, I added 3 more because I was like, I think I should give 1 more. At first it was 9, then then I went back. I was like, I'm gonna add 3 more. So at this moment, I am writing with me and my writer, actually,
Okay.
and making new music. And expected date for release, I can't give you that because honestly, I don't know. But I do plan on probably releasing another single, probably in the next month or two. Another
Got
single.
you.
Now I'm looking to get a major feature on it, so I'm not gonna say who it is, but I'm looking to get something major.
Speaking of feature, I'm glad you kind of brought that word up. So on a certain music video, you had a lookalike on that video, correct?
Yes, I did. I did.
So what came about with this when you shot the music video?
I
For
so
all that don't know, it's for all I love, right?
yes, yeah, for
All
all
right.
I love. So the video came about because one of my friends actually is a friend of her, Paige Neiman,
Okay.
and they told me that she was actually a fan of the song and she wanted to be in the music video and everything like that. I was like, oh, word? I was like, yeah. So me and my manager sat back and tried to figure out how can we incorporate her in the music video. So one way she was there while I was on the red carpet. Another way she was there while I was at the fashion show. She was there while I was in the movie theater at the award show, and that was just the best way to incorporate her without, you know, the whole
Okay.
blah. And at the end, if they watch the video at the end, you'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have
No,
you. Yeah,
it was dope how it came about. I was sitting there like, okay, this is okay, this storyline. But it seemed like all your videos have like a storyline to it,
yes,
which is another thing that sometimes in this industry we don't see a lot.
yes,
Sometimes we see people just, oh, put me in the front of a car, I'm gonna do this, and it's
exactly.
like,
Yeah,
what else?
I'm very passionate about having a storyline. I want it
Yeah.
to have some type of substance. I don't want it to just be driving in the car and my hair blowing in the wind. Nah, I want some substance.
Right.
I want some substance. Give me something they could feel. They could understand. I mean,
Definitely, definitely. And so we have three more questions for you that we generally do here because we have the number three in our name snub. So I'm gonna ask you three questions. You just answer
okay.
the best you can. Okay. So the first one is 3 words that best describe you. That's the word. And I'm gonna
This
pick
word.
one. I'm gonna pick one out of it. All right.
Are you going first or am I going first?
No, this is your question. I don't got no
Oh,
question.
okay. You was like, I'm gonna pick
I'm
one.
gonna pick.
I was
I'm
like,
gonna pick one word from yours, and I'm gonna ask you a question following up from there.
okay,
All
all right.
right.
So I would probably say I'm an outgoing person.
Okay.
Um, I can be shy sometimes. I can be, but other than that, I'm a passionate person. Even though sometimes I may get irritated, I'm very passionate about my work. But other than that, that's the three. I would probably say I'm outgoing, passionate, and let me take out shy. I would probably say intuitive.
Why would you say intuitive?
Because I'm always looking for something to learn. If that makes sense. I'm always looking
Okay.
for something. I always want to know more.
Mm,
I'm always looking for more. Like I'm a knowledge hog. I
gotcha.
love knowledge, whether it comes to music, whether it comes to science, whether it comes to animals. I'm always looking for more knowledge.
Definitely. Okay, I got you. So the next one that we usually ask is who would you in from the past and present,
Uh,
who would you want to be and why?
Past and present. Who would I want to be? Anybody?
You can say whatever you want.
Who would I want to be?
And I'll tell you what other people have said, but I'm gonna tell you afterwards because
Okay.
some of them is like cliche, but some of them aren't. Like it's I mean,
Yeah,
I get
I
whatever you
understand that.
say. Yeah.
I would honestly. I don't think I would want to be anybody else but me. Honestly, because I love. Can nobody be you like you? You know what I mean? So
Got
many
you.
people try to be so many other people that they fail at doing it, and the only thing that you're best at doing is being you. So I don't think I want to be nobody else but me. Honestly, I love being
Okay.
me. I get
So
irritated with me
that
sometimes,
act,
but I love
actually
being me.
that's a actually that's a common answer, which is funny that all y'all are come on different times and y'all don't see each other all the time. So it's
Yeah,
kind of interesting that you say that. But I mean that's a big thing I think some people forget is they don't understand sometimes the
somebody
struggle
said
another person
somebody
goes.
said Prince.
Well, yeah, we had somebody actually say Prince one time, and we were
Yeah,
discussing it, and then nobody. Sometimes we don't understand how these big artists what they go through behind the scenes, or we don't
exactly.
see what's some people say, or Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston or other thing, or
Yeah,
but
exactly.
even nobody knows our own story because there may
Yeah,
be some things you went through that nobody
yeah,
will want to go through
yeah.
themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody want the glory, but they don't want another story. You know, that's what they
Exactly.
say.
Exactly. So yeah, so that's a good answer. That's a good one.
Thank you.
And then third, what keeps you um, just in a good space when it comes down to your mental health as far as you mentioned, you pray, you read your Bible and stuff like that, you meditate. Because like I said, there may be moments where you need your time to rest.
Yes.
There were some times where even when I'm sick, I'm still
Yeah.
working. Like I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But what's your whole walkthrough of like, you know what? I know this is my time that you have to take yourself back and be like,
Yeah.
this is a moment for me.
Um, I think I would probably say I'm glad that I'm grounded in the faith because that's what keeps me centered and level-headed. Like, um, because there's been times that I don't get me wrong. Like my mother passed, I was in the dark.
Mm,
It was hard because I questioned like why my mother did
right,
everything,
right,
fed the homeless and gave back to the community. Like it was like why, but we maybe step back and realize that um, he has all the control and not me. And
right,
the Bible says his ways are higher than our ways, his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And the one thing that keeps me going is knowing that this too shall pass. It came, it happened, it shall pass. And this nothing surprises God. Nothing.
right,
Nothing surprises God. And even like he knew you were gonna do that. He knew that was gonna happen. It was all in his plan. Nothing just happens. That's one thing I
right.
know. And sometimes it feels like everything is just happening, but nothing just happens. Something is always meant to shape and mold you in some way. And that's how I look at it. I always take that higher perspective. Even though person may make a mistake and things like that, I feel as though like it shapes them for the future. That's all.
Definitely,
It's always for the shaping. That's all. Um,
definitely.
and that's how I look at it. Even though things may not go my way, okay, that door may have been closed, but there's another door that's going to be open. So, that's how I look at that perspective, and I have to step back and be grateful and thank you, because look how far I came, and
Right.
I was. So if I came this far, I know there's more to go. So that's what
Definitely. Definitely. I think.
incentive.
I mean, I think that's the best way to end it, you guys. I think it was, I mean, you just gave a whole sermon in a sermon type thing situation just now. Like it's, I can't even say nothing after that. But again, like, thank you. Like, number one, thank you for coming on our
No problem. Thank
publication
you for
and having
having me.
this conversation with us. And let people know how they can reach you as far as like on Instagram, Facebook, your social media.
Okay, you can reach me on Instagram at Eli Anderson. You can reach me on Twitter at Eli Anderson _. You can reach me on Facebook at Eli Anderson. And yeah, that's it.
Well, Eli, look, hopefully one day we can bring you on our set. Maybe we
Uh,
can do some work. We'll
I'm down.
definitely be
I'm down.
talking. We'll definitely be talking. Don't worry about that. But again, thank you so much. Keep it going, man. Over here, we're watching you. Proud of everything that you're doing, man. You're doing some
Thank you.
dope work. So
Thank
keep
you.
it up. Everybody, thank you for watching the Sit Down. And Eli, you have a great day. All right, man.
Same to you. Deuces.
All right, peace.